Hi, welcome in this video about Gojiberry.ai. I am Pierre Elliott, one of the co-founder of the company, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can kickstart your accounts and get warm leads and your campaigns running in just a few minutes. So how does it work? What you need to know about Gojiberry.ai? It's actually very simple. You can create 24/7 agents that are going to run and look for signals and leads, and every day it's just going to send you the leads that it found here in your leads inbox. So you can see all the new leads that it found in the last hours. So for me, 11 hours ago. You can also filter all the leads into different lists, but all the leads will be here in leads inbox. What you need to do to create your AI agents, you can go here in AI agents. You have a little box showing you how it works. If you need more information, it's going to be here. But basically, it's very simple. You have 3 steps to do. The first one is you need to create your ICP. So I'm going to show you how to do that. To create the agent, you click here on Launch Agents. You have 2 possibilities. The autopilot agent that is going to run 24/7. So every day, it's going to look for the different signals that you input, and it's going to send you leads every day. You can also run a one-time agent that is going to look for a specific link that you're going to send it. So for example, if you go here, you can add an event link. So for example, if you see a webinar on LinkedIn that is very interesting, you can add the link here. You can also add a LinkedIn profile of an influencer, a creator, or your own profile. You add it here, and we're going to send the leads to a specific list that you choose. So the leads that we find on the event or the profile are leads that interacted with either the profile or that are attending to the event. So how do you create your ICP, which is Ideal Customer Profile for those who don't know? You click on Launch Agents and Autopilot Agents. So it's going to allow you to create one agent like this that is active and in autopilot. And you are going to arrive here. The first step is the ICP, so your Ideal Customer Profile. What you need to do here is very important. You need to define who you are targeting. So we have job titles, we have industries, company size, locations, company types, and additional criteria. I will come back on this a bit later. For job titles, you need to enter the job titles that you want to target. So for example, for us, an example that we could use is for job titles, founders, CMOs, owners, head of sales, co-founders, CEO. We don't need to add chief executive officer because we already put CEO. So you need to add all the job titles that you like, but subtle variation or obvious variations, you don't need to add them. So for example, head of products or director of products are the same. So you only need to put director of product, but if you want to put all the variations, you can, but the AI is going to look for the variation by itself. For the target industries, you have access to filters. You can choose the one that you like. And if you'd like to add more information about the industries, you can add it here. So here, how it works is it's a small prompt that is going to be sent to the AI with all the other information. So for example, if you'd like to target the SaaS industry, you can put technology or other industries because the SaaS company could be in the finance industry or elsewhere. So you can put the industries that you like. And here you can add focus on SaaS companies only. Look for SaaS or software as a service. We can add something like that. For the company size, you can choose between several filters. You can add several if you like, not only one. For the target locations, it's the same. You can add several locations. You can add directly North America, or if you'd like to be more specific, you can put Canada, for example, or the United States. The company types, you can choose, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You can choose if you like to target non-profit, startups, public company, private company, etc. Here in additional criteria, we talked about the industries, but you can also do several other things. You can exclude some kind of people. So for example, if you want to exclude sales people or exclude service providers, agencies, and freelancers, for example. So the best way to do it, you can add exclude salespeople or exclude service providers, but the best way to do it is to understand how the AI behaves. So when we send a lead to the AI, it's going to score the lead based on the profile fit and the intent. And so there will be a score, and if the lead has a very low score, it's not going to show up on your dashboard. It's going to be deleted because it's a lead that you don't want. So what you can do is, instead of writing exclude salespeople, the best way to do it is, can you score salespeople or any lead in with a sales job title? Can you score very low? Like that. Can you score very low salespeople or any lead with a sales job title? You can do the same with this one. Can you score very low service providers, agencies, and freelancers? So I'm just gonna delete it because I'm not using this exclusion. But you can leave it like that. Then you go to configure signals. Please do not just enter ICP and leave because it's not going to save. You need to go at the end of the process. So here, signals, it's very important to choose signals because if you don't choose any signals and you validate just the ICP at the end, it's not going to launch. You need signals to launch your agent. The really optimal way of doing it is having 10 to 12 signals. You can have less, but the results are going to take a bit more time to pop up. So I would really suggest having like 10 signals. The really minimum would be 5, 6. If you have only 1 or 2, it's really going to be low. So 10 is ideal, and the maximum is 15 for one agent. So you can add several signals. The first one is your company. So you can add your company LinkedIn page here. We're going to look for interactions on your company page. If your company page doesn't create any content or is a new company, it's going to find 0 leads or very low volume. So it's just up to you if you want to put it or not. But if it's not relevant, you don't have to put it. So for engagement and interest, here you can put different keywords that you'd like your ideal customer to interact on. So for example, if a LinkedIn post contains cold email or lead generation, we are going to look at people that commented, people that liked, and people that posted the post about this topic. And so if someone in your ideal customer profile interacts with a post about cold email, we're going to send you the lead, right? So there's several ways to see it here. You can either put directly keywords about your industry. So for us, lead generation, cold email, sales, sales automation, things like that. Or you can focus on the problems of your customers. So for example, CRM challenges or pains, or like the problems they're trying to solve, or anything else. For example, increasing sales, or like the what they're trying to achieve. For expert and creators, this one is very good to get volume, right? What you can put here is any profile that you like. Here you can see you can add any profile. So you can add your own profile if you create content. You can add the profile of your colleagues or founders of competitors or people in your industry that create content. So it could be influencers, creators, industry experts. There are several ways to find them. First, you can just go on LinkedIn and check who's creating content in your space. The second one is you can ask ChatGPT or any other AI. It can help to find some. And yeah, those are the two main ones. Or you can also know because you are in the space, so you know who's creating content. So for the next one, it's not based on interactions, but it's based on change and trigger events. So here we can do 3 things. The first one is we can track the top 5% of your ICP. So it means that we're going to look for people that created content in the past weeks. And so those are people that are active. And so if you send, for example, a LinkedIn connection request or a message, they are going to be more likely to answer. Companies that just raised funds. So we are going to look at companies that raised funds over the past 12 months. And we're going to tell you this company raised fund. Here is a lead that is working at this company that could be interesting. You can find more information about the triggers here on the small circle here. Recent job changes. We're going to look at people that just got their job. So it could be very interesting to get new decision makers in your pipeline and people that are going to make decisions over the next weeks. Then we have community and events. So here we're going to look at two things. The first one is LinkedIn groups. So we can look at people that recently joined a specific group. So two ways of doing it. The first one is you add like a keywords, and we're going to look at groups about these keywords. So if you click on it, it's going to open LinkedIn with the keywords here and the groups. And so you can see, okay, those groups are very interesting. So if you put these keywords, we're going to look at random groups here and who would recently joined those groups. If you want to add a very specific group, you don't have to take the link of the group and put it in Gojiberry. What you have to do is you have to take the name of the group. So for example, if we'd like to target this group, we just copy the name and we go back here, and here in LinkedIn groups, we enter the name and we click add, right? So it's going to focus only on this group. It works the same for LinkedIn events. So there are events on LinkedIn like online webinars. You can add keywords that you like to target, or you can add a specific name of a specific events. For example, if you see one of your competitors that is doing a webinar, you can add the name of the webinar here, and we're going to look at attendees. It's going to filter your ICP and send you the leads. The last one is competitor engagement. So you can do two things with this one. You can track your direct competitors, but also you can track companies that are not directly competing with you, but you serve the same customers. So for the first one, it's very simple, right? You have several customers that are doing the same or close to the same as what you're selling, as what you're doing. You just add their LinkedIn profile here, and we're going to track interactions, right? For companies that are not directly competing with you, a good way of seeing it is, for example, at Gojiberry, we do not compete with HubSpot or Pipedrive, but we could add HubSpot here or Pipedrive because we could be very interested to get people using those two tools, right? Those two CRMs. The target, like the people they serve, are very interesting for us. So we could add those two here. And so what I'd recommend here in total is to get, I would say, 2 free keywords, 2 free creators, channel triggers like 2, community and events, 1 group or 1 keyword and 1 events, and competitor engagement, 2 or 3 as well. So you have a good mix, right? If you'd like to exclude some leads, so what can happen, for example, if you track, let's say, Amazon, right? And you look for accountants. This is your ICP, accountants. And so if you track Amazon, in your lead inbox, you could get accountant working at Amazon, and you don't want those people because Amazon is a competitor for you, right? So what you can do here is you can add Amazon here, and in this way, no leads from Amazon are going to pop up on your dashboard. So if you want to exclude any other company, it doesn't need to be a competitor, but it's the main use case here. But for example, if you don't want leads working at Google, you just enter Google, and we're going to exclude those people, right? So once it's done, you have all your signals done. It's very simple. You click on leads management here. You create a list. It's very important because it's going to trigger your campaigns. So you add it to a specific list. I already did it on my side. You save, and once you save, it's gonna appear here, and it's gonna launch in the next minutes, right? you can see the logs here of your agent. So I can see it launched several times during the last 24 hours. It analyzed a few hundred leads, and it created, it filtered my ICP. So for example, here it analyzed 437 leads, and only 18 are my ICP. But I saved a lot of time here because most of the leads didn't match my ICP, and I would have to do it manually. Or it could be also that some leads here were already in my lead inbox, right? So I don't want to get people in double, so it just filtered, right? Once it's done, you're going to see the leads arriving on your lead inbox here. You can check the leads, where they interacted, the signal, and anything else. You can also add if they fit or if they don't fit, if you'd like to keep this information for you. If you're reaching out manually also, what you can do is click on Contact Now, and here we're going to generate an AI message for email and LinkedIn, like a contextual message based on what they do and what you do. So it works very well if you're reaching out manually, but if you're reaching out automatically and would you like to automate, what you can do is you can go in settings here, you can go in LinkedIn connection, and here you need to connect your LinkedIn. So you add to Chrome and you connect your LinkedIn. You can add your weekly quotas, so how many message or invitation you'd like to send per week. I would recommend to be ready into the limit that we chose, because those are the best limits in order to keep your account safe. And you can choose active days. So would you like to send messages and invite every day, or would you like to skip weekends? Just choose and it's safe for each of them. So once it's done and it's connected, you can go in campaigns. Here you'll see your current campaigns, and you can create a new one. First, you select the lead source, so the list you'd like to target, right? You can create a new list as well. Then you click next step, and here you can do an invite or invite plus note. I'm going to choose invite here. Next step, and here you can send a follow-up message or not. I mean, it's just up to you, right? So for example, here, hey, first name, I saw you were doing X, etc. And so you can draft your message at the timing after the invite. So for example, one day, you click create campaign. And so what it's going to do is, just to show you a test campaign, it's going to run every few hours with all the actions that are waiting, staying in the limits that you chose. And you can also see the contacts that are in the campaign, right? So very easy, very intuitive, and it's going to run automatically, right? If you'd like to do something else, so for example, let's imagine that you'd like to send the leads directly into a CRM or instantly into Clay or whatever, right? You can install any app here, and you'll be able to send the leads into a specific tool. So for example, if I go in my lead inbox, I can select all the leads, and I can either add them to specific lists, or I can send them to Folk, it's a CRM, or to HubSpot, or to instantly we plug the specific campaign, so we can send them to a specific campaign in one click, or we can export all the leads into CSV. If you'd like to add more options to your accounts, you can go in company information, and here there are several things you can do. You can auto enrich email addresses, so it's going to take your credits, and every time you have a new lead, it's going to automate the enrichment. It's a good way to directly send to instantly after it's automatically enriched. You can also auto enrich the phone numbers. You can exclude service providers from here or into your ICP, as we mentioned in the little box. Both are possible. And you can also auto-generate AI messages. So the AI messages are the messages that appear when you click here. As you can see, it's here. You can automatically generate them all if you like by clicking on the button I just showed you. So I think that's it, guys. Thanks for staying with me until the end. If you have any questions about how it works, feel free to reach out by email on LinkedIn, or you can shoot me a message here on the chat. I'd be very happy to help you with your accounts or questions. So yeah, let me know, and see you soon. Bye bye.